Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die. I'm not sure they were talking about drinking Diet Coke, but either way, that's the could essentially be the catchphrase of the egoists that come from a group of early Greeks known as the Cyrenaicists. The Cyrenaicists, or Cyrenaicism, comes from a philosopher named Aristippus. Aristippus grew up in the city, or was, I don't know if he grew up there, but he was at least from the city of Cyrene, did most of his work in the city of Cyrene. And so that's basically where this philosophy developed. And Cyrenaicism is a form of egoism. It's an early form, and it's basically a philosophy of saying, go out and have a good time and don't worry about the consequences. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die. It was very much concerned with bodily pleasures, pleasures of sex, drugs, food, alcohol. It was also not concerned about one's consequences. It was the idea of, live for today. Basically, the idea here is it was very much focused on more basic, sexual, alcohol, very physical pleasures. And part of the reason is they're easily and readily available. I mean, pleasures of the mind, pleasures that take years and years to cultivate and grow are, they take difficulty, they take time. And so the Cyrenaicists were basically saying, don't worry about cultivating these, just live for the day, live for the moment, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you may die. It was also not as concerned about the consequences. That they were very much saying, have a good time now while you can and don't worry about it. To a certain degree, it is a very basic, it would not be a very productive philosophy if that's what you do. But the basic element, or the basic hinge for this philosophy has always been that, if you go out and have as much fun and, live as good a life and do as much fun and, take care of yourself as, not take care of yourself, but go out and have as much fun today as you can. That if you went out and did that today, and then tomorrow you went out and did that, and then the next day you went out and did that, and the next day you went out and did that, and the next day you went out and did that, and the next day and the next day, at the end of the week, at the end of 7, I believe I said that 7 times, at the end of those 7 times, that you would have had the most pleasurable week possible by going out and having just as good a time. It's sort of the spring break philosophy. It's the vacation philosophy. I'm going to have as much fun today as possible. I'm going to live for today, focus on today, and I'm going to just have as good a time as possible. So that is where this sort of philosophy, and it's very much focused on that regard.